Hello! Now if you're a friend of the channel, you'll know that my favourite console of all time is the Nintendo Switch. I love everything about this console because of its portability, and the selection of games available on it is immense. Now on the Nintendo Switch, there's a little menu at the end where you can see your most recent played games, and the one I'm always interested in looking at is the games that I've played the most and the longest. So I thought, hey, I need a video idea. So today we're going to look at my top 12 Nintendo Switch games by playtime. So let's have a look and see what my top 12 games are, shall we? What was that?
Now first up is The Legend of Heroes Trails from Zero, the first game in the Crossbell duology from Falcom, and I'll give you a heads up right now, this is not the only Falcom game on this list, so be prepared for more. So this game follows Lloyd Bannings in the SSS in their first adventures through Crossbell. It has an amazing soundtrack and an amazing turn-based combat system, and with any Legend of Heroes games like the Trails of Cold Steel series, Sky, etc., you are always going to be in for a fantastic time because the storytelling by Falcom is amazing. Have you played this game before? Let me know in the comments down below, and let's see what number 11 is, shall we? And at number 11 is the indie gem Crosscode. Now I can already hear Luca from Fatal Gaming already going yes, because this is one of his all-time favourite games as well. Now Crosscode is a fantastic indie RPG with some beautiful art style to boot and a very fast-paced combat system. The story in this as well is immense. You follow Leah, who has forgotten who she is in the fictional world of Crossworlds. It's a MMO sort of idea, kind of like your Sword Art Online, if you could think of it that way. So I would highly recommend that you get on Crosscode if you get the chance. Or have you already done this? Let me know in the comments down below. And let's see what number 10 is, shall we? Now in at number 10 we have Dragon Quest XI's Echoes of an Elusive Age Definitive Edition. I don't know why I said it that way. It's going to be one of these days, is it? So Dragon Quest XI's is, as I said, the definitive edition of this because it was originally released on the PlayStation 4, but when it came out on the Nintendo Switch, it was bolstered with loads and loads of new features. A better soundtrack was added, and there was also a 2D featured game. It was a secondary game where you could play the whole game as like a traditional 2D Dragon Quest game. It does have the turn-based combat to boot, and these characters and stories are amazing when it comes to Dragon Quest. Now, to be honest with you, I didn't actually really think I put that amount of time into it, but hey ho, it's there. But have you played Dragon Quest XI, and what were your thoughts? Let me know. Now in at number 9 we have Xenoblade Chronicles Definitive Edition, and oh man, I was so happy to get my hands on this game. Now, I had only up until this point played Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which you may know is one of my all-time favourite JRPGs, and I wanted to look back and get my hands on Xenoblade Chronicles. Now at the time, this game didn't exist. It was only on the Nintendo Wii and the Nintendo new 3DS. But when this got announced, I was over the moon, utterly astounded by the game. Now on this game, we follow Shulk and pals exploring the Mechonis and the Bionis, and honestly, you need to get your hands on this game to experience this epic tale. But what I want to know is, have you experienced this epic tale? Let me know in the comments down below, and let's see what's next. Now, would you believe I've played this more than the first Xenoblade Chronicles game? Yes, it's Bravely Default 2, a utterly breathtaking game in my eyes. I utterly adore Bravely Default 2, and it does something that I don't regularly do when it comes to JRPGs, and that's liking job systems. This game made me love the job system when it came to the combat The presentation style of the game as well. I just love these sort of chibi style characters, and it really felt like an old school JRPG. I love the music as well, and the characters. I mean, come on, everyone loves Elvis. I mean, come on, he's a fellow Scotsman. Oh, hey, the new... Ah, that was too stereotypical Scottish. Anyway, what were your thoughts on Bravely Default 2? Let me know in the comments down below, and let's see what is next. Now, I bet you didn't expect to see Witcher 3 on this list, did you? Come on, I'm a JRPG guy to heart. But when Witcher 3 came to the Nintendo Switch, I was all over it, adventuring the lands as Geralt of Rivia. Now, I did have this originally on the PlayStation 4, but I just could not sink my teeth into it. But when I had it on a handheld machine, oh, I just loved every second of it. And it was great to play a different style of RPG and just to get lost in the lore as well. There's just so many side quests that you can do with this game, and I still need to actually go back and play the DLC. I think it's Blood and Wine is one of them, and I can't remember off the top of my head what the secondary one is. Let me know in the comments down below. But yeah, it's one that I am definitely going to get back to. But what were your thoughts on The Witcher 3 on Nintendo Switch? Let me know in the comments down below, and let's see what's next. Now in at number 6 is Tales of Vesperia Definitive Edition. Now, I tell you what, when I was getting into the Tales series, I remembered I wanted to get this game, but it was only out on Nintendo 360? What? Xbox 360 at the time. And it was a bit too pricey, but then this got announced, the Definitive Edition for Switch, and I was all over it. I remember writing it down in my calendar and making my way down to Game to buy it on my lunch break during work. And I tell you what, the world is fantastic with this. Is it one of my favourite Tales of games? No, not at all. But it's still an utterly fantastic Tales game, and I'm really glad to have experienced it. But how do you rate this game against all the other Tales of games? Let me know in the comments down below, and let's see what is in at number 5. Now in at number 5 is the fantastic Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Now, who here was totally stoked when this game got announced during that Nintendo Direct? Oh man, I was over the moon when it got announced. Now, Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is definitely the most fine-tuned Xenoblade Chronicles game out of the 3 that got released on Nintendo Switch. Now, it is my second favourite out of the 3 behind Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and that's purely down to Xenoblade Chronicles 2 being my favourite. The characters in this are fantastic and some of the best voice acting in the series, and the actual story is heart-wrenching. The combat as well is your typical Xenoblade Chronicles fare, but it was even more improved. Now, I won't go into the full mechanics because if you haven't played the game fully, there's a bit of spoilers with what happens in the combat. The actual size and scale of the game, it always astounds me when it comes to Xenoblade Chronicles games. And I still need to get my hands on the latest DLC, where the likes of Shulk and Rex appear from Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and Xenoblade Chronicles 2, respectively. But what were your thoughts on Xenoblade Chronicles 3? Did you enjoy it as much as I did? Let me know in the comments down below. Now, I told you there was going to be another Falcom entry, didn't I? Coming in at number 4 is Trails of Cold Steel 3, the follow-up to Trails of Cold Steel 2, and oh my god, I was so happy when this got announced for Nintendo Switch. Now, if you're a Trails fan, you know, well, a Falcom fan in general, you know that you have to wait a long time for localization. So I had played up until that point Trails of Cold Steel 1 and 2 on the PS Vita, and there was just such a long wait for this. And I'm just so happy I got my hands on this game to play the next story with Class 7 and Reen Schwarzer. The updated graphics and the new combat system, oh, so good. But what were your thoughts on this game if you've played it? Let me know in the comments down below. And let's see what's in the top 3. And in at number 3 is Trails of Cold Steel 4. See, I told you there was going to be another Falcom game, didn't I? So this is the final game in the Cold Steel arc, and everything comes together in this. Everyone is like the Smash Bros of Trails games up until Reverie. Everyone was in this game, and what a conclusion to this arc. All the characters in this are phenomenal, and one thing which really stands out with this game is the soundtrack. Every single track in this game is just a banger after banger after banger. So good. This carries on with the same sort of graphical style and the same combat system. And I was just so happy to see the conclusion to Reen Schwarzer's story. What were your thoughts about Trails of Cold Steel 4? If you have played it, let me know in the comments down below. And let's see what's in at number 2. Now in at number 2 is Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Now I've said this multiple times, that Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is one of my all-time favourite JRPGs, if not one of my all-time favourite games of all time. Now this was the reason why I wanted a Nintendo Switch. I was drawn in by all the trailers of this game and everything that I was hearing about it. And the characters, the animation style, anything to do with cel-shaded graphics, they always stand the test of time. Now I'm not going to go too much fully into this because I have an upcoming video, another remembering video about Xenoblade Chronicles 2, so I'll give you more information about it then. But let me know what your thoughts are about Xenoblade Chronicles 2, and let's see what the top played game is on my Nintendo Switch. Now in at number 1 is Fire Emblem Three Houses, and man oh man, I have put so many hours into this game. I've done all the routes and I've done them multiple times over. I just love this game from start to finish. Now this was my first Fire Emblem game, so it has that special place in my heart, from the music to the characters to the battles. And also that battle music, oh so good. So there we have it, my top 12 Nintendo Switch games by playtime. What are your most played games on the Nintendo Switch? Let me know down below, and if you like what you're seeing, please help me grow the channel by liking, sharing and subscribing. And to be kept up to date with all things Chicken Fillets, please hit that notification bell. This has been Chicken Fillets, and until next time, tatty bye!